Okay, so you already know most of the browsers in the internet right now have not changed much over the years. You just open the browser, explore a few tabs, websites, consume some media, read some videos. But what if your browser was not just a window to the internet? Instead, a real workspace for your ideas where you actually create something, where you actually explore the internet for your own purpose. When you're not just consuming the internet, you're creating something of your own. Well, that is the vision of the new version of Deta Surf Beta. It's not just another browser on which a chatbot or an AI bot is slapped on as an overlay. No, it's a proper browser which has been rebuilt with a new focus, where Deta Surf is your notebook of the internet. And in this video, I'm going to showcase this new version, the new vision of Deta Surf, and share my own impressions and experience of using this browser for a few days. So let's get started. Well, before starting the whole video and diving deep into the browser through my laptop, I'd like to say a few words. If you do not choose what you consume, then eventually you will be consumed. And right now, most of the browsers I use in my day-to-day life are trying to automate everything, and especially the consumer part. Well, to be honest, it doesn't feel right. It's the worst of the both worlds. The worst of the browser and the AI. AI is just being used to automate stuff, give you recommendations and suggestions. That's not the way how we should use AI. Well, let me just show you how you should use it. Through the browser, Deta Surf. Okay then, so here we are on my desktop and this is Deta Surf. When you open it for the first time, this is how it's gonna look like. You have your tabs over here, and from here you have the extensions, but what's actually important is here. Now this works just like a normal search bar, but you can also search across these notebooks as well, ask questions or even create new notes. It's a one-page destination. Let me just show you. Let's say I want to go to google.com. There we go. But then let's say I want to open a notebook like this. So I have a notebook called latest updates in my notes, which I've already created here, and this is a list of all the latest news about Linux which I'm planning to create videos on. And then let's say you don't want to search for a dedicated web page or just a note. You want to search across all possible things. Let's say for example here in my home I have some stuff like latest Linux news sites and then a few notes of mine. And then let's say I have this EDC where I have saved my favorite YouTube videos about everyday carry stuff. So let's say I want to grab the best of all these 5 videos. So I'm gonna ask, suggest me best EDC as a content creator and an engineering student from @ and here you can just reference other websites. For example, if I search for this normal @ we have all the open tabs, but let's say there is something not open, you just need to add the name. For example, here I can just search for Bo, and in home I have the Bo notebook and the things inside home, which are these. So right now I'm already in EDC, so I'm just gonna search for EDC here. EDC, there it is, and enter. Now it's gonna create a completely new note and it's gonna search across all those videos, can you believe videos, and suggest me everything along with timestamps from where the video has been taken, the information. Well then, this was just a normal demo of what this browser is, what this software actually is. Now let me just show you everything step by step, okay? So here you see you can add context. Context is just your notebook or any web page or any other thing. Or you can just use local PDFs, you can mention your tabs or saved media, anything. And in the tools, you have options to disable web search if you want to properly work into the local workspace you already have, nothing else. And you can also create surflets. Let me just show you how. Let me just first open that same EDC web page, that note I had here. Now let me just ask, create a surflet/program which has a list of those EDC which are mentioned, like a shopping list. Now it's gonna create a whole dedicated program like actual software of a sort. And there we go, a proper program slash surflet for my EDC shopping list with all the data I need, like the product's name and then the price. I can just complete it and it will properly show the progress time, the total of how much money I need to create my everyday carry setup of a sort. And here I have actually it was so convenient, it is so organized. All items, then we have a back section, technology, all the accessories I need, and I can add stuff as well. And you can also see the code which has been used, and you can change it in real time. This is the power of Deta Surf. Now let's say you're exploring a normal website. For example, I have this website omg12 from where I grab all the latest stuff going on in the Linux world. Now let's say I want to ask which are the most latest news uploaded here last week. And now this is a proper note, a proper page inside a digital notebook which will be saved. And here I can see what are things which were uploaded last week so that I know what is relevant to create a video about or not. And then let's say if I want to access this particular page later on somewhere, I can just search for it. Now let's talk about what is new in this newer update, because there was a Deta Surf before the beta. It was in the alpha stage, mostly 0.5 update. You see, now you have a completely rebuilt architecture. Deta Surf didn't used to look like this. It was different. Now it's way simpler, cleaner, and it just focuses on the real work, the real workflow. Now we have notebooks instead of contacts, and the notebooks are now updated. Let's say I want to create a notebook, for example, my dashboard. You see, this is, I don't know how to say it. Like, let's say I create a note, I say YouTube, and now here, I can just write everything I need just like Notion, and it's gonna be saved here. Whenever I need to access that, I can just search for here and go to YT and then ask anything. Let me just show you an example, okay? So let's say I want to study Python, okay? So Python beginners to grow book PDF. Let's say I want to search a whole book of scope, and looks like we already have that here. Now let's say I don't want to read everything and it's literally 98 pages, and as a student I just want to do a quick revision, so I just press Ctrl E here like this. It's gonna open the sidebar, which is sort of a note which is directly linked to your web page here. Let's say I want to give me a summary, quick revision summary to revise everything 10 minutes, let's say, and I'm gonna add this tab as a surflet. Now let's see, let me just resize it, and now it's gonna go throughout the PDF and grab all the data just like this. Now I didn't tell it the specifics of my examinations or anything, I just needed the whole summary of all 98 pages here, and I need to do the revision in 10 minutes. So here it is. Well, I could have really used this application in my own time. Whoa, was it just that much? Well, it is mostly the amount of thing I need as a beginner, in the basics. We have the basic stuff. Wow, I wish I had this application during my own computer science in class 12. But leaving that, I believe I've covered most of the important stuff here. For example, we have a search bar, we have a notebook, and yes, you can search through all the notes here, and all the media. Media comprises all the websites, images, things like this wallpaper. And now let's explore the setting, because that is where the main magic happens, sort of. So you can just come here in the Surf Preferences. Now here I can set it as my default browser, and then we have the teletype, which is just Ctrl T, which creates a new tab. Now it is smart here. Sometimes we need to ask the search, sometimes we need to create another web search. Auto works perfectly. Now in the AI section, you have the ability to choose your preferred AI model. For example, right now it is using Claude. You can also use ChatGPT 4, Gemini, and you can configure them as well from here. Or let's say you have an API key to your own built-in provider, you can use it directly from here as well. Or you need to add a proper dedicated custom model. that is also available. And yes, you also have extensions from Google Chrome browser. Well, besides, it's still in beta version, so it's obvious that there will be a few bugs, glitches, and errors throughout the journey. But considering it's in beta, it's doing a great job being the perfect digital notebook I need. Now, those were the new features of Deta Surf and what Deta Surf can actually do. But what about the use cases? How can you implement Deta Surf in your own life? Well, to be honest, my personal experience says it all. I've already created 2 videos about Deta Surf and shared my own experience. Let's just take another example. Let's say you're a student, a college student who has to prepare for an examination maybe, and you have a lot of study material. You have research papers, books, PDFs, assignments, practice papers, question papers, and all the other stuff. And maybe a few lectures from YouTube and other sources. Now, on Deta Surf, you can actually organize them in a notebook. Let's say the notebook's name is Mathematics, Calculus, Computer Science, and in that notebook, you have all your data properly organized. Now, the exams are near, and you need to do a quick revision of everything. You can just ask Deta Surf, you can just ask it to give you all the revision material. You have all the books inside the notebook. Now you need the revision material of a few pages which you can revise everything quickly. Well, that's where Deta Surf comes in. It can analyze through all those documents, all the media, all the videos, all the PDFs and give you the exact revision material you need. And then after that, let's say you need to revise by practicing questions. Then you can ask Deta Surf to create question papers for you, assignments, practice papers, some newer ones, based on the material you said these are coming in the examination. As a student, as someone who needs to prepare for something, who's studying, who's learning, Deta Surf is just perfect. You see, Deta Surf is not an alternative to Chrome or Firefox or any other browser. It's not here to replace your traditional browser. It's here to act as your digital notebook when you actually need to get into work mode, when you actually need to create something valuable. In that time, Deta Surf is your way to go. And with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. And you can check out Deta Surf from the link in the descriptions. And believe me, it's worth trying. And I'll meet you next video. Till then, I'm signing out.